Hello everyone, my name is Devdakshin Kumar Patel and today I am going to solve question number 1470 from LeetCode, that is shuffle the array. So in this question we are given an array nums whose length is 2 and the array is given in this form in which the first half of the array represent the element of x and the second half represent y. And our task is to return the array in this form such that the first element is the first we use the first element of x, then the first element of y, then second element of x, then second element of y, and so on. If we look at the examples given below, the first example is 2, 5, 1, 3, 4, 7. So the first half represent x and the second half represent y. So if we uh, try to decode the array in this form, the first element would be first element of x, second element would be first element of y, then second element of x, second element of y, third element of x, and third element of y. This will give us a resultant array. If you look at the second example, we are given 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. So the first half, that is the first 4 elements, represent x, and second half, that is the second half that, which means the last 4 elements, represent y. So if we try to decode this array in this form, we would get 1, 4, 2, 3, 3, 2, 4, 1. Similarly, the last example we are having 1, 1, 2, 2. This means both the 1s represent x and both the 2s represent y. So our resultant array would be 1, 2, 1, 2. So now let's move towards the solution of this question. So first of all, we are going to need a vector of int which is going to be a resultant array. And now we are going to make sure that the resultant array is of size 2n and all of its elements are initially 0. We are doing this so that we can insert the elements in this vector directly using the vector, since the elements would be present in their indexes. Using this, we do not have to use pushback to insert elements into this array. Now we are going to need two variables, that is x and y. Now if we look at the uh, resultant array form, you can see that all of the element of x are on the even indices and all the elements of y are on the odd indices. So for example, 0th index consists of x, first index consists of y, second index consists of x, and third index consists of y, and so on. So we need to put all of the x elements into even indexes and y elements into odd indexes. So we are going to have the initial value of x as 0 and initial value of y as 1. Now we are going to run a for loop from I is equal to 0 to I less than n. Now we are going to put at the x index, we are going to be having nums of I, and at y index we are going to having nums of n plus I. N represent the length of the array divided by 2, which means the second half of the array, which means all the white elements. Now we are going to increment both x and y with 2. This is to make sure that both x and y have even and odd indexes respectively. Now at the end of this for loop, we would have a resultant array. So now let's run this code and check the test cases. As you can see, we have passed all our test cases. Just to make sure, we are going to have our own test case. So here the first 4 elements will represent x and the last 4 elements will represent y. So if we run this code yet again, as you can see, we have passed this test case also. So now let's just submit the solution. As you can see, our solution was accepted. And this was it from my side. Thank you and have a nice day ahead.